Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the News Behind the News with Ralph Kantav on Mix 94.7 FM. I hope that you guys have been having a blessed day so far. This afternoon, we are going back into the world of business. On the program, since starting, we've had several entrepreneurs and experts come in to talk about business strategy, marketing. We talk about sales with some persons, business mindset and taxes. That interview with Quincy Lunt, which to this day a lot of people really enjoyed. So today I have with me Miss Marlin Evans, who is an accountant, and we're going to be talking about finances in particular, And so with that, I would like to say good afternoon to you, Miss Evans, and thank you for coming on the program.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ralph, and good afternoon to all the audience, those listening in.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I'm Ann Evans. I'm an accountant and also a small business coach. I've been around for a long time. I start training with the Small Business Development Center. I believe many people will remember that. Used to be in Felixbury years ago. It was a part of government, but that unfortunately didn't last. And then I decided, how can I help small business? I decided to incorporate my own business, which is A&A Accounting. We are also a business support center and a training center. So what we do, we have 3 departments. We help small businesses. All businesses, but our main focus, our passion is small business. We help them with, the accounting, the bookkeeping, the taxes, payroll. Our business support center helps small business startup, the existing business to get stronger and also help them maximize the growth. And the training center, we train from financial literacy, how to do QuickBooks, how to do your payroll, how to file your taxes, how to be in compliance, customer service. We do also motivational speaking. So that's A&A Accounting as a whole, as a company.
Okay, gotcha. And so, when did it all start?
2011.
And what was your motive to getting into this field? Did you always want to be in business? Or
from very young, I love numbers. From very young, I love numbers. And my dad always used to say, I'm always solving some problem. From very small, love to read and solving problem. And then I decided to combine it. And also I'm spiritual. So I realized that I have a passion, and people tell me that all the time, and you're always solving problems. When anybody has an issue, they call me. So then I decided, why don't cooperate my passion with a business that can make money? Yes, that's very, very important. So and then I remember having a dream, and I saw the name, I am a business transformer. And that was it. I launched. So that is my slogan. We are business transformers. So just transforming lives of people to make them better. When it comes to the finances, when it comes to the business, running the business, setting up a plan. And that's how it launched. So I start by training, educating. And definitely I do not see myself as an accountant, even though I have a master's degree in that field. I am more of someone that loves to help people manage their finances, help people become more financial literate, educated. And that's something that's lacking here on St. Martin. They don't teach it in school. It should be a curriculum in school that they teach financial literacy from very small. Because they send us to school, we all go get our associates, bachelors, masters, and then we get into a job. But nobody taught us how to budget. Nobody taught us how to manage money. Nobody taught us that we're supposed to pay taxes, what are taxes, how many taxes, why we pay taxes, and the whole structure of the island, St. Martin. So I decided to set up a system that I can educate people so we can become a better community, a better St. Martin. Because just imagine, Ralph, if we have strong businesses, educated, financial literate community, it means then our destiny will be completely changed, and we will have more people that are more emotional, strong.
Yep.
Families are strong.
Yes.
Less poverty.
Yes.
Yes. Wealthy people. Yes, wealthy black people. I love to see that, because we tend to believe we supposed to just do 9 to 5 and just have a paycheck and live by paycheck by paycheck. But if we can educate our community, we will have a better St. Martin. Oftentimes people believe we depend on government, and I love our government. I support government, but I believe it is small businesses, strong small business owners that can make this island wealthy.
Yeah.
Small business, we are actually the backbone of the community of St. Martin. And I am a small business. I know the struggle of small business. I started many times in many business from very young. I came from a line of entrepreneurs, and I failed in a few business. Mess up bad. Bad decision. And one of them was no structure, no planning, no knowledge, and I didn't have financial discipline. So money just come, go, and then you don't have anything. So therefore, and I saw it. I teach myself. I read a lot about it, and I see many business owners that come to me has the same problem. No structure, no planning. Just open the door. Think customers will just come in. They have great product, great idea, but they're not selling. And then eventually they start at a hype, and then they fall and become failures. And then, of course, we go back to a 9-to-5 job. So for that reason, I said, yes, I'm an accountant, but I'm going to teach people how to be successful business owners. So that's how I started.
I really love what you said, because, I think one of the best examples was after Irma, when, the huge industry reps on the island were not profitable, but you had a lot of activity among small businesses on the island.
Yes.
And that means to say whether they actually hire someone or contract someone, that funds were circulating within our community. And that is the level of retention that we need, that our dollar circulates here, that it empowers us and doesn't leave here. Because another thing that definitely stands out in what you said is what you said about transforming lives. Because naturally, of course, in order to help anyone, you got to help yourself, and which you detailed. So I'm curious about your experience, if you could detail that a little more, as far as learning and growing to the point where you can confidently help build or transform other entrepreneurs.
Wow. I love what you just asked. To be able to transform someone's life, your life first had to be transformed. Otherwise, you cannot pass on that knowledge. And like I said, I was at a part in my life about 15 years ago, was what looked like successful, but making the wrong decision. No financial planning, like I said, spending, getting myself involved in the wrong stuff. And that's something that a lot of us as business owners have a problem with. We start with a great idea, and then many people want to join, come, and then you start to stray from exactly what was your original purpose. I firmly believe every one of us were born to have a business, have dominion in our field. And that's a gift that we all have within us. No one can take that away from us. So the moment, earlier me and you had a discussion, and you said from very young you knew where you was heading.
Yeah.
Yes? So if we can define that gift that we have inside, that's something that makes us very, very unique. And we learn and we study it, we will become very, very influential. So I realized that my past mistakes, the things that I mess up badly in, especially when it comes to finances, and I realized that, okay, and you are at this downfall flat. You lost everything completely messed up. But yet you had the knowledge. So what was the problem? One of the problems was that, in a small business, we are not consistent. Yes? So I realized consistency was a problem. Character. Yes, integrity and perseverance. And if we can combine all of those things and decide that every day when we wake up, we're going to be intentional doing what is good, intentionally helping someone, intentionally solving a problem, there is where you're going to become influential. If I look at myself 15 years ago, I did not have the impact I have today. Why? Because I was running business as a selfish person. What I can get, only for me. So when you set up your business that you know that you're going to solve a problem, solve what is needed at this time, you automatically will become like a magnet. People will draw to you because you have what they need. And my business in the past was just an idea, just for fun, to satisfy what I wanted. Not realizing your business need to be set up what your customer want, what they need. Are you solving a problem? Are you actually what people are looking for daily? And if you switch your business to that concept, and that's what I did and developed in the last 10, 15 years by studying, reading, which is very, very important, to read, to study another business that is successful. And what I do all the time, and most of my training, I tell my participants, my students, you need to find a day that you recharge. You need to find a day that you can read. I read the Bible a lot. And also I read things about business, how to become more financial, successful, stability, sustainable. You need to find a day that you can go and fill in yourself. Build in yourself. And that's what I do Sunday afternoon. I don't do anything else but just read, Ralph. I read, I watch what people in big country, what they do, Canada, the States, companies like mine. I pay attention what they do, what are they doing that is different, and what is needed here in St. Martin. And then sometimes in business, it's okay to different idea and make it your own, because we don't know everything. And that's what most small business lack, because we lack knowledge. And the Bible says it. When you don't have knowledge, you perish. So small businesses or business owners, especially here in St. Martin, we become failures because we tend to just listen what somebody said and then follow it without go and study it ourselves. So if as a small business, if you're in a business, you need to take time, understand your business, know what you have to offer, understand yourself, and work on yourself. You need to work on your emotions. Oftentimes we run business based on emotion, and we listen. If our emotions are high, and today we do great, and if it's down, we're not consistent. So you need to learn yourself and learn to work on your emotion. You need to understand that your business is your business, but it's not your own. It is for the people. And once you start to run your business and understand it's not my thing, it's for the people, you eventually will start to become a better small business. So what we do in our business support center, we help people develop a plan, watching where you're at this moment, your failures, and start today to make a difference. Yeah?
Gotcha. So, one of the things that stood out to me in everything you said was basically laying out the essentials of setting up your business. Because what I'm curious about is the fact that, business climates everywhere are different. Every country has their own business culture as well.
Yeah.
So when it comes to doing business on St. Martin, what are the fundamentals people must always remember in your view?
Yes, we are multicultural. The other day, someone came to me and they say, "Anna, I have a big idea and I want to do this because I went to the States and and she was all excited." And I say, "Okay, great." Oftentimes, when we have an idea, it is very good that we communicate with someone. And we Caribbean people, we don't like to even share our ideas because we think somebody's going to thief it from us. But because you are so emotional and at a peak hype that you think it's going to work, it's best to always talk to someone that is very neutral, cold, just completely cold, not interested in your business, because they will tell you the truth. And we need to learn to listen to the truth, even though when it hurts. And sometimes I bust a lot of bubbles because the climate here in St. Martin is very different, like you said, from all over. What we are facing here in St. Martin, one of the biggest problems is access to finance. A small business is hard to get finance. And I mentioned earlier 3 reasons that many small businesses fail. One of them is lack of knowledge and expertise. The second one is preparation, the plan. And the third is access to finance. So one of the problems that most small businesses have on the island is the lack of finance. It is hard to get a loan right now with any lending institution as a small business if you don't have a land, collateral and stuff like that. So that's one of the biggest problems that we have on St. Martin. But one of the main issues I see every day, if you cannot plan, regardless if you're in St. Martin or anywhere, if you cannot plan and understand who is your customer and how you're going to become profitable, it's going to be a problem. I believe any business can work on St. Martin, any business, but you need to set it up to the culture that we have here. So the number one thing that you need to do is to do a survey. Before launching A&A Accounting Business Support Sector, I did a survey and I asked people that are very cold, not interested, do you think this will work? And sometimes they will tell you, no, it's not going to work. So if it's not going to work, you should not go in that route, even though it is your desire, because it's the customer will bring money to you. So they will tell you if they're going to pay for your business. Yes? So it's very good to do a survey and understand if it works here in St. Martin. And then perhaps it will work, but you need to tweak it a little bit. But what is very, very important is to develop a business. Doesn't matter what type of business, you need to develop it in a way that you become very unique on the island. I call it a niche, if I'm pronouncing it properly. You know, I have a very Dutch accent. You need to develop a business that becomes very unique. A while ago, me and you shared some stuff, and you said something that was wow. That will make you very unique. Why you choose that? Because you saw there is a need for exactly that. So you can come up with any business on St. Martin, but you need to develop a uniqueness. And it can even be a restaurant. There's a lot of restaurants on the island. Yeah. Yes, but you can create a restaurant concept with a very uniqueness by studying what is the need, what is the problem on St. Martin, and who is not doing it. So oftentimes you just have to find out who is... Okay, let me make it very simple. If you want to launch a business right now, go on Facebook. Find out what people are complaining about 24/7 and position your business to solve that exact problem. That's it. Once your business can solve a problem, you're going to make it. Doesn't matter if it's a water business, selling bottle, pencil, whatever. You need to find what people are complaining. And that complaining becomes your uniqueness. And you sell it. And that's it.
Sell a solution.
Solve problems. Any business that can solve problem, going to make it. So when we look at A&A accounting, we position ourselves. We know there's a problem in small businesses. If you go to the Chamber of Commerce, you know, every year they will show you the statistic, many open, many close, many failure. You go to the tax office, who are the most that have big assessment, big problem? It is our small business. So what is the problem? The problem is not setting up a business, because if we go to Chamber,
they're there,
popping up every minute.
Yes, that's true.
If you talk to people every day, everybody has a great idea. But what is the problem? The problem is proper planning, understanding your business model, planning your business model, finding out who will pay you. Sometimes people come in and they want access to grant. And they will tell me, and I have a great idea. And I will ask, okay, great. Oh, yes, it's so nice. Who's your customer? Everybody will buy this. And this business, and everybody, and if you watch what I'm about, everybody is not your customer. Absolutely not. When it comes to A&A accounting, especially here in St. Martin, everybody is not our customer. Point, period. Because there are people, even if you have a good product, they don't like you. So they won't come to you.
True.
Point, period. So everybody will never be your customer.
True.
And definitely you cannot base it, because my family's told me that, you know, it's a great, your family, they will always...
How much can they buy from you?
Exactly. And they will be your greatest cheerleader, but they won't keep your business open.
Afloat.
No,
right,
they can't.
So I'm glad you said that, because while you outlined the issue of funding, we do now have, this credits and the NRPP program that's ongoing. And you in particular, honestly, one of the main reasons why I invited you here, because I saw that you have helped quite a bit of people, a significant amount of people successfully, be able to attain and achieve these loans. I think that is very commendable. So first question on that is, could you share what those persons who successfully, obtained those loans had in common?
An idea. Of course, everybody have an idea. Some were just had an idea, didn't even develop the concept yet, and some were already existing businesses. So all of them had an idea. All of them wanted to do something in St. Martin and believe that their product were the best. But what we did in the Business Support Center, we helped them develop a uniqueness. So we prepare our business plan, and everybody can prepare everybody, yeah. Many people can prepare a business plan. And I saw even other business plan that was presented, somebody did this for me. But what we did with our business plan, we decided to make it and just highlight the uniqueness of the company. Highlight the qualities of the owner, the director, or if it's just an in-man's sole proprietor. So we decide to show the world, show NRPB, show credits, that this is the uniqueness and this is the problem that they want to solve. And so we created the business plan focusing on this is what St. Martin need, and this is the problem that they will solve if they get the grant. And of course, the projection and all those kind of mathematic accounting stuff that we do. But we establish with the owners that the first thing that you have to do is choose a name. Some of them came to us with a name, and we make them actually develop a complete new name, go to the chamber and all of those things and change it. Because your name need to speak who you are. Your name need to see, your client's supposed to see your name and know you are a radio station, Oasis 96.3. Oftentimes, a small business, we want to, have the name because my name is Ralph, my husband name is Peter,
the name of your child.
My wife name is Anik, so we will call the business Ralph Anik Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, when we start to promote our business on all of those platforms, people need to now try to understand what do they do again.
Make it simple.
Make it simple.
Yes,
make it simple. Your name need to stand out and speak about you.
Yes.
Then we make sure that everybody has a slogan. What is your slogan? Your slogan need to say in just a very small sentence who you are, what you're about to do, and you're about to make a difference here. So, creating the slogan was not just to create it on paper and have it on the business plan, but we make the entrepreneur understand this is who you are. Mm-hmm. So going forward, I am a business transformer. So in everything you do, I shine. I'm a business transformer. So through the whole process in setting up the business model or creating a new one or establishing so the business can take a new turn because of the Irma, because of the COVID, because of our economic structure based only on tourism, we help them understand that you need to create a model, you need to develop a model, change your model. And that's a big word, Ralph, change. Mm-hmm. Change. Because we had many people came in, but they don't want to change. In business, especially here in a small community, you need to be very flexible to change because you need to change because the world is changing. Yeah, right now, COVID has changed. So your business needs to be completely flexible to change. So your name is very important, your slogan that represents you, and your image. Your image. Very, very important. Many came to us and they didn't have no image, no branding, not even on social media. And we tell people all the time, if you're not on social media, your business is not existing. Point period.
It's a new billboard.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And some people, I don't like Facebook. I don't like this. Unfortunately, if you're in business, you need to be on all platforms. And of course, you need to identify which platform fits your business. Because
every platform also has a different business model.
Yes, exactly.
The content you create has to be made for that platform. Exactly. So the way you don't just post a picture on all of them and expect it to succeed.
Exactly. Exactly. So
it takes a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. So that's what we do. We sit down and we help them put on a roadmap. I tell people all the time when I'm teaching, I decided, okay, we're going to Las Vegas and we're down in California. Just saying something. To be able to reach Las Vegas, we have to follow a roadmap. You cannot just go all over the place and think we will reach Las Vegas. Or you may reach Las Vegas, but it might take you maybe, like the children of Israel, might take them many years before they reach the promised land. Mm-hmm. So you need to develop a road plan. What is the road plan? It's your business plan. It's your business model. And you need to every time, actually, if you can, every day, read your business plan. And of course, I know the business plan is a lot of page, but I tell my business, in the business support center, I tell those that come to me, you need to have at least a one-page business plan. So you have your big business plan, but you need to have those highlights that now and then when you feel down, you take that one page, Ralph,
Fundamentals, yeah.
and you read your slogan, read what you're all about to motivate yourself. Because if you can't motivate yourself, you have a big problem.
True. True.
I know I said a mouthful.
That's perfect. That's why, we got all this airtime. But with that, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the News Behind the News with Ralph Kintav on Mix 94.7 FM. And today I'm joined with Miss Ann Evans and definitely having an engaging conversation on business. And one thing that comes to mind is I would really like to see more of us in St. Martin as individuals touch the world, but especially St. Martin businesses. And I say that because, we have these barriers in a sense that kind of make it difficult for us to tap into the global market. I always remember clearly during the lockdown when the talk of the day was, digitize your business. The agriculture was one, but let's get digital. And as soon as the airport opened, it was like, we'll get to that later on. But my thing is, you never know when you'll get another instance of that. So why not focus on opening up those avenues? So I say that because one thing that really caught my attention, and I do understand the situation, is as far as how many, remember when the first rollout of the SSRP came about, there were a lot of businesses, who needed that support, a lot of big businesses and stuff. And I thought about, what can more of us local businesses do to, in a sense, kind of have a bulletproof business? What I mean is, even in a pandemic, that you are not in need of assistance, that you can either take your service online, work remotely and still get paid. Because if too many of our businesses are susceptible to such shocks, going back to what you said in the beginning of having a more educated, financially literate, thriving businesses, small businesses, but if every time something happens and it knocks us down, then that creates that instability, So I guess my question really is, what are the things we must consider when it comes to setting up those bulletproof businesses, if you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's a very good question. Because St. Martin is such a small community, if we're going to have a business that we depend only on what happened on St. Martin or people that come to St. Martin, it's going to be very difficult. And especially if your business has only one stream of income. Prior to the pandemic, my business was just an accounting office that does training to small business. Because of the pandemic, I decided to add the business support center. So I went in and add that to my name, change my name, because I realized at that moment, I'm an accountant, I am needed to do the payroll, the taxes, the SSRP, but my clients could not pay me. I have clients that up to now, it's hard to catch up. So if I stay there, I would not, I don't think I would have survived. I don't think my business would have been here today. So I decided to launch in other streams of income to set all of that. All businesses, of course, you need to set up your business that you do not have only one source of income. And of course, that's difficult because if you're a restaurant, your only income will be people come in, dine, and eat. But that's what we saw also in the pandemic because they decided now to, hey, we're going to do catering. We're going to bring the food to you. So you have to be so flexible that you change and move how things are moving. For certain businesses, it's quite difficult. But if you have a business that only depends only on your St. Martin income, you definitely, I should not use the word definitely, it will be difficult not to feel any shock of a hurricane or a pandemic and stuff like that because we depend only on tourism that come in and stuff like that. So it is indeed a difficult situation that you need to ponder a lot about depending what type of business you're in. To set all of that, it is very good that you create a business that you have constant income coming in. Like for instance, in accounting, what we're doing right now, we're trying to have no more things online and stuff like that. But So with that same situation, we have clients that rather come in, face to face. So it's very, very difficult because every business structure, business model is different, and you need to develop it according to your situation. But we are unfortunately a very, very small island. If we get hit, we will feel it sowieso, like they say in Dutch. We will feel it sowieso. But what we can do is develop a system that we are financially stable. Oftentimes we spend so much without creating a cushion and reserve. So I always advise businesses that, if you can create a system that you have a reserve, even personal, I tell people that you need to have a system that you have at least 3 months reserve in case we have a pandemic or something like that, because we are just a small island. Mm-hmm. Some business model can take the business globally, that they still receiving revenue from overseas. But unfortunately, for a small business, a Johnny B selling bread, it is difficult that, he will not feel a pandemic, the heat of a pandemic or hurricane. So it depends. It really depends. But we need to set up a system that we do not just live, get money, eat it, spend it. We need to create a system. This is where financial literacy comes in, that we need to create a system that we also can invest our money on the stock market and stuff like that. But that's another conversation on its own. We, St. Martin here, we do not believe, or we are so afraid of investing our money in stocks and stuff like that. Right now we have so much things with the cryptocurrency. There's so many ways that we as business owners can invest our money and let our money make money for us globally. So those kind of stuff is very important, and all of those things are also being taught in financial education. Invest your money in real estate. Invest your money in the stock market. Make your money continue making money for you while you run this small business, and you will be amazed how your money can grow somewhere else in the globe. Yeah?
Yeah, I got you. I have a question for you there, but I'll kind of get back to that, because one of the things I'm curious about is, especially given your experience, the essentials of building a team and how to go about doing so. Because, one of the challenges that small businesses tend to have is in finding good staff,
yes,
maintaining, good staff,
yes,
and ensuring that, the persons that you hire or work with, that you're on the same page, that you don't kind of overextend yourself by, the mistake. I think a lot of people talk about being too nice,
yes,
because you're so caring and so forth, but, keeping those boundaries in place, but still knowing that, hey, you got a team that is doing their job.
Yes, that's another one too. It comes a lot with leadership. Yeah, a small business, there's so many soft skills we need to be able to be successful. Not only knowing our business, but emotional intelligence, leadership skills, managing people skills, spiritual skills, having a thick skin skill, so many stuff. Learn how to speak, empathy, so many soft skills that we need to be able to be a successful entrepreneur or a small business owner. And leadership is very important. And leadership is a term that is so vast. Last year we launched ANA Accounting Business Support. We launched our leadership, Making the Difference, in June 2021. This year we're going to launch part 2 of the leadership skills. And the leadership skills is not only for small business, for all of us, because we all are leading in some area in our life. As a mother, we're leading. As a father, we're leading. Right now here, you're leading me. So we all need to develop leadership skills. But to develop a leadership skills, it goes back again with the same business model that I said earlier, Las Vegas and California. If you have a business and you have employee, you need to have a roadmap that you know where you're going to take the business. Because if you're going to hire employees, yes, and you don't even know where you're going, you don't even know what you're doing, you don't even have a vision, you don't have a mission, so definitely the business is going to have a big problem, because you're going everywhere. And your staff, as a leader, your staff will go where you're going. I have small business owners that come in and tell me, my staffs are very procrastinating, they're very lazy. And then when I'm talking to them, I see that same trait in the owner. So if you're not vibrant, energetic,
set
and
the
stuff,
tone.
you need to you need to set the tone. You need to set the tone, and you need to learn leadership, how to lead someone so they can follow you, and you need to develop a system that you are consistent all the time. You, as business owner, we can be emotional. I tell people all the time,
be level-headed.
We can be emotional, so everything get angry, so your staff can talk to you and stuff like that. So first thing, to be able to lead a staff, you need to lead yourself. You need to study and understand what it is to be a leader, because once you're a business owner, you're a leader. That's it. Mm-hmm. You're not shy no more, because to be in business, it requires serious, special people to be in business. You need to be able to know that you have to take risk, and you need to deal with people, and
daring.
Managing people is not easy, Ralph.
No, it's not.
It's not. Not. But you first have to learn to manage yourself. You need to, and that's something I developed through the years. I learned to manage my emotion. If you look at me 15 years ago, I used to get angry. I hope my husband is not hearing right now. But I get angry very quickly. So then when you get angry, what happens? You say things that you really didn't mean. Or perhaps you had them in your subconscious, But
you shouldn't say.
I should have not said it. Yes?
Correct.
But we need to learn to lead ourselves. So the moment we can, your staff can see someone with confidence, believe in the business, know where they're going, believe me, they will follow, because then your speech will be a speech of someone that knows where it's going. And then, of course, you need to learn dealing with people, because everybody is different. Everybody is different, but you need to develop that. And and to hire people, it's difficult to know when you have one or two interview with a person, 10, 15 minutes to say, this is the candidate. But it's a question I start to ask when I am interviewing employees. I heard it from Bill Gates. Bill Gates said, after doing the whole interview, he will ask this last final question. Did you went through to something in your life that made you flat on your face? And how did you handle and recover? If the person cannot tell you they experienced something terrific in their life and they bounced back and they stood back on their feet, they're not the candidate. And that's what I've been implementing when I'm asking. Because if you want a team...
It's a way of weeding out. Yeah,
yes,
I got you.
If you want a team that can bear stress, emotion, pressure, stuff like that, you need to have someone that can...
high performing.
Yes, high performing. And so that's one of the things that we need to do. Do not hire just because they look great, they look beautiful, and they have all the speech. That's something I advise all the time.
Gotcha. And so going back to the point that I kind of curved away from, which is when we spoke about that bulletproof type of business, basically, is, how should one handle scaling? Because I asked that in order to understand what is necessary when it comes to making sound decisions when your business is booming and you want to make as much as you can, but then also maintain that growth steadily.
Yes. Wow. I have learned this in the last 5 years. Your business is booming right now, making a lot of money right now. So you're spending, you're hiring, your salaries maybe is to the peak. And again, financial education, financial literacy is so important, because in those peak moments, you're supposed to be investing. So in the next 5 years from now, you're reaping from that investment that you gain a lot of money now. That's one. Secondly, yes, I am right now blooming. You're supposed to be not now. We're supposed to be, as entrepreneurs, living actually in maybe 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now. Meaning projecting already how the future may look, what the changes that might come right now, that we already need to start to have strategies for the next coming back. One of my staff asked me this morning, and what you going to talk about? I said, let's say entrepreneurship. She said, you talk about entrepreneurship and those stuff. I said, no. I still need to prepare myself. She said, why? And you do this all the time. I said, because every time that we do something, we need to come another level, higher level. If we're going to talk about our success of yesterday, we will never advance, Ralph. If we're going to live in, because now we are blooming, and enjoying the success. And yes, she's successful. Believe me, it's a matter of time that I will go down. We need to always be planning for the next higher level.
To pivot.
The next pivot. Yes, the next pivot. The next higher level.
Yeah.
So you always need to have your system that you're already preparing. What is it that I'm coming back with to become level 2? Continue strive for excellency. So I tell business owners all the time, yes, I'm blooming right now. Don't get too comfortable enjoying in this right now. You're supposed to be already planning, okay, what is it that I'm coming back with? Because St. Martin is a culture. To go back to a question you asked me earlier, the culture that we have on St. Martin, things can be so hype and fun right now. Many businesses, we see we had the laser tag, we had so many businesses. When they opened, it was wow. And then 6 months, it became boom. Because the culture that we have right now, the culture of St. Martin right now, people get used to things and it becomes boring very quickly.
Mundane.
Yes? So you always need to have the next step, the pivoting, what I'm going to do next in any business. Any business. Even here on this talk show, the interview, you need to come back with something that are going to have your audience that, okay, yes, we heard about this, that, yes, he always speak about that. No. So every time you have an interview, it needs to be to a next level.
True.
Next level. A next candidate. Higher. And that's how you keep your crowd. That's how you keep your audience. That's how you keep your customers. We need to satisfy. Every experience needs to be unique. They need to leave your place. Wow.
The wow factor.
Wow. Yeah?
Gotcha. So we're going to take our final break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. You're tuned into the news behind the news with Ralph Kintav. And this afternoon, I'm here with Miss Ann Evans. Considering what you last said, one of the things I guess I've always been curious about, I think that would help a lot of people, is if you're just starting out a business, and you're working on your business plan, what does one need to do to objectively or as best as possible create a legit projection of your earnings? Because I guess you don't want to just come up with a random number. So what goes into coming up with those figures?
Yes. This way you need an accountant. That's where we make money. Yes, but you as the business owner need to know your price. You need to know how much profit you want to make. You need to know your costs. You need to know where you're getting things from. And oftentimes in the projection, we tend to project what is my startup cost. Okay, I need a fridge, I need, whatever they need. And we forget to put in that projection how much money I need until I really start to make money. And this where many business collapse in the beginning because you project and you forget those costs until you start to, for your customer to start to realize, hey, yes, he's selling a good stuff. So to be able to project, of course, you need an advisor, you need an accountant, but you need to know what is the cost. Ralph, I speak to many entrepreneurs, and they can't tell me what is the cost to be able to make, to be able to sell this product. So they're selling this kind of juice, and they cannot tell me what is the cost to be able to sell that kind of juice. That means you're not ready yet. You still need to do a lot of legal, Lego, they call it, a lot of legal work to put your pieces together. Yes? You need to be able to know what you need, how much money you need, all what you need to prepare to have the final product. Then you also need to know how much it's going to cost me to pay advertisement, the cost of rent, and all those kind of stuff to be able to start to sell, and of course have the money for the cash flow. What I mean with cash flow, that's also not a problem. Oh boy, I want to talk about so many stuff right now. And you said we have only 5 minutes.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So a lot of businesses forget that cash flow is so important. What I mean with cash flow, it's not your profit. It means the money that you need now to be able to keep the business open. The telephone, the salaries, the rent, the water, whatever money you need to be able to keep making money. Because a lot of business, they have a good concept, Ralph. They're selling a good product, they sell. It is good. But between selling and paying the bills and collecting the money from the customer, it has a time frame. So maybe 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. And sometimes the gap between those days is too far apart to be able to maintain the business open. So a lot of small business fail because they do not know how to control the cash flow, how fast I collect my money, how quick or how slow do I pay out my bills. So projection is very important. Managing your cash flow is very important. Knowing your product, knowing the value of your product, and understanding that this is another problem. Another problem. A small business. I know we are a small business. I know there's a lot of competitors, but you need to know who your competition are, what they're selling, what make them different, why customers go to them and they don't come to you. You cannot be in business and you do not know who's your competitor, and you can't tell me you don't have. We all have. We all have competitors. Amazon is one of our biggest competitors right now. Yes? Like, for instance, me with trainings. Coursera is my biggest competitor right now because someone can decide to take Coursera classes online and not come to me for trainings. So you need to know what makes you different from your competitors, and it's very important to know who will come to you. So all those things are part of your projection when you're doing the business plan, and it's good to have an advisor. It's not only good to have an idea, think it will work. Your model, your planning need to be structured. You need to be prepared in every scenario, and you need to always think when you're setting up your business model, what if this doesn't work? When to exit? Sometimes you need to exit. And I tell business owners that all the time. Exit quick before you get yourself in a big hole.
Yeah, gotcha. And speaking of that big hole, bookkeeping is something that is absolutely essential for a company.
Yes.
So what are the essential steps that business owners must take to ensure, that they don't fall in any financial or tax issues?
Tax compliance is very important. You need to know your taxes. And it's okay. It's not all of small businesses. Not everybody want to understand paperwork, understand taxes, what percentage, stuff like that. It's good. But at least you need to know the basic about what you need to be in compliance with. You need to know you need to pay your taxes. Simply, you need to know you need to pay your vendors. Because if you don't pay your vendors, you will not be able to get your products or what you need to continue running the business. So it is very important that a small business. I had a meeting with someone last week, and the gentleman told me he did not know that he had to file his taxes on a monthly basis as a small business. And that blew my mind. It just blew my mind. Because if you're going to set up a business here in St. Martin, you need to know you went to the economics department and they gave you a license and they told you go and do business. So you're here in St. Martin, you want to run a business, you need to know what you need to report and where to report on the island. Is very, very important. And a lot of small business don't know the basic compliance. So what will happen after a while, you're going to be assessed, and the assessments, what is assessment for those that perhaps do not know what that means? It means the tax office will send you a bill telling you, I believe you need to pay X amount in taxes because you did not submit, you didn't tell me how much money you made and stuff like that. So it's very important that you always let them know what you do, and that is actually filing your taxes. So a small business, you need to understand that you need to be in compliance with our government. Give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. You need to understand that if you have people working for you, you need to abide based on the labor law that St. Martin put together based on the ordinance.
Correct.
So if you do not know those things, you need to find an advisor, get a consultation. You can contact us. We can educate you. We do not believe that we need to do everything for our small businesses. We educate you. We teach people how to fill in the forms, what you need to do, the time frame you need to do it, and stuff like that. So we are very open to that. With that said, Ralph, this year we are launching a Start Smart 2022 empowering small business. And we're going to do this training the whole year of 2022. It's just a 3 days workshop for small businesses. It's for startup, those existing, and those that want to launch and take the business to a next level. In this 3 days workshop, we will teach you what you need to do to be able to start smart, to empower your business, and to be able to grow and maximize your wealth. 3 days workshop, very affordable. But the important thing of this three days workshop is that we call it Start Smart. It doesn't mean that you're starting from your business, a startup of a business. It means you're starting smart as of today. So it doesn't matter where your business at the moment. Perhaps you're in a big hole with taxes. Perhaps you have so much bills. Perhaps it's a loan you need to invest. Perhaps you open your business, you invest in the greatest equipment, you open the door, the rent is high and customers are not coming. Perhaps they're coming too fast and you can't keep up with your orders. Whatever problem it is, today is the first day that you can start smart. So that's the workshop to empower St. Martin small businesses. And this Start Smart workshop that we're launching this year in 2022 is to be able to empower small business, that we reduce the numbers of failures, yes, increase more startup, to be able to have more jobs, because if a business is so self-sustainable, we will have more jobs. And then, of course, we will have what we call the ripple effect on the economy of St. Martin, and St. Martin will grow, and it starts just with small businesses.
Definitely. Well, I would like to thank you so much for coming on the program. I definitely believe you shared a lot of information.
Yes.
So any final words you would like to share?
Contact us, A&A Accounting. Our office is in Phillipsburg, in the Forest Building, the NC Watty Building up in town. We have an accounting office, business support center, and a training center. We are just here to help small business be strong.
Okay, great. And to our viewers and listeners, I hope that you guys also enjoyed this conversation. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow. Do take care.